Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jordi, your instructor, and welcome to my course. In this video lesson, I'm going to talk about the history of the DSLR camera. And I want you to know this so that you understand the power of this camera. So back in the days before the DSLR camera, we had things like this here. And we all know the image that come out of this. It's a small sensor, so we don't have any shallow depth of field. It's not HD, high definition. And, the image is just ugly. So, if you wanted to have this cinematic look and you really want to have that HD quality also, then you had to buy something more expensive. And let me get to my keynote right here. This was the pre-DSLR camera. It's an XD cam, and the XD cam has a pretty small sensor compared to the DSLR, of course, and it really has this ugly video look. But you had HD, and that's the thing that counts. But to have that cinematic look, that shallow depth of field, people would put something in front of their camera, and this is a 35mm adapter. 35mm is the same as film, like cinematic film, to have that shallow depth of field, of course. Now, the only problem was the price tag. And I'm even giving you guys here $200 discount, but still, it's almost 10 grand. And for most people, this was the total budget. So you could buy the camera and that's it. You're out of money to buy good audio equipment, lighting, extra lenses, etc. And I don't even think you can add a lot of different lenses on that camera. Anyways, suddenly Canon came out with the DSLR. And it's right here. And this bad boy changed the film industry. And you know what's so cool about it? That's a price tag. $2,000. And you know what you get? A full frame sensor camera. Full frame, that's around 70 millimeters. That's double of 35 millimeters. So that means even a more shallow depth of field. And the next thing is HD. This price tag comes very close to this thing here. This is SD, standard definition. And right there you have HD, high definition. And a great extra feature that you can get with it is that it can take photos. And you know what? It can take great photos. Because it's actually a photo camera, of course. Alright, so people were pretty skeptical about it in the beginning. It's indeed a photo camera. Alright, it can shoot video, but, it can't shoot that well. Or does it? Well, there's one person you should really keep in mind. And that's this guy here. And his name is Vincent Laferret. And he's like the father of the DSLR camera. You know that Nikon came out with a HD DSLR camera before Canon? Well, that's because the people were skeptical about it. And this man changed that. He created this short film called Reverie. In his documentary about it, his making of that short film, he talked about how simple it was. You could just take the camera out of the bag and press record. And he showed with that video that the DSLR is an amazing camera. But there was one problem, and that was the lack of features in the firmware, but also in the hardware, like audio solutions, like stabilization solutions, etc. And Canon noticed that. Same thing goes for Sony, who joined into the competition, Panasonic, Nikon, etc. They all started working on their firmware. And third-party manufacturers started to create audio solutions, stabilization solutions. We have lots of toys, etc. And all of that I will show you later in this course. So the DSLR became extremely popular. And today we have so many manufacturers out there that for us it's a forest that we walk in. We can't find our way anymore. What is the best? Which brand is the best? Should I spend that much money on an audio solution or only so much money? But a good thing about this is that we have a great example. And lots of creative people started to create their own solutions. And that is also a new world that has formed, a do-it-yourself world. And when you search on YouTube or Vimeo, you can find so many videos from people that created their own solutions, especially rigs and like mini sliders, stabilization solutions, etc. Most of the time it doesn't look that well, but it works. And especially for students, it's a great solution to build your own things. So again, the camera has turned so popular, and that's also something to be aware of. A lot of people are creating films these days on DSLRs, and it's not interesting anymore when you shoot like all the rest. So my goal with this course is to make you different than all the rest. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. In the next video lesson we are going to take a look at all the types of DSLRs which you can find on the market. I'm going to take a look at different kind of brands, and we're going to take a look at the features that each camera can offer us.